Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2020 National Cavy Exposition Best in Show ceremonies. My name is Michelle Forey, and I am pleased to be your host for tonight's Best in Show. We're so excited to have wonderful sponsors for our Best in Show prizes. Our Best in Show Open and Youth Cavy winner will receive $150 from Pointer Hill Pet Products and Oxygen. And from Marks, they will also receive a custom painting of their Best in Show winning animal by Amanda Olson of Ugly Rabbit Apparel. Now, we know everybody's excited to watch the ceremony, but before we begin, I want to talk about our event and the fact that we decided to dedicate this event before we had to go to a virtual experience to Paul and Chris Fowler for their decades of selfless volunteerism and dedication to the rabbit industry at the local, state, and national level. Sadly, Chris passed away on February 6th, 2 weeks after Marks presented her with the dedication, and a couple days after I had the honor of naming her as the Pennsylvania State Rabbit Breeders Association's Distinguished Service Member for the year. We grieve with Paul, and we know that this year is not how any of us expected it to be. Carrying on with life and this Rabbit and Cavy event. But it's because of people like Paul and Chris that we find the strength to carry on, be creative, and keep going despite everything that's been dealt. So without further ado, the reason that we're all here is to find out and look at some really amazing Cavy entries. So without further ado, I would like to welcome from the state of New York, ARBA Judge 889, James Goodwich. James, I know you have a hard decision ahead of you here.
Yes.
Are you ready to take a look at these Cavies?
I'm ready to begin.
All right.
Thank you, and thank you for the invitation to judge the youth Cavies this year. This is our Abyssinian Best of Breed winner. This animal has a nice bold eye and a nice set to the ear. Good depth to the rosettes. There's good shape on the rosettes over the saddle. The beautifully patched teddy. Again, a good shape and set to the ear and a nice bold eye. Good shape to the head. Appears to have a very even coat. Very uniform coat. Beautifully presented. Coat appears in good condition, looks to have good density to the coat and resiliency to the coat. And then teddy satin. Sheen is evident. Just going from one cavy to the next. See that bit of luster in the coat. Again, a nicely patched animal. And we have a couple long hairs, the Texel. Challenging breed to present. Animal showing some good ringlet. Very nice over the rear. Curl along the side. And our Peruvian. Of course, one of the challenges in judging virtually is not being able to feel, but you can see the condition of the coat. Very nice frontal. A dry, harsh coat doesn't have the shine to it. This animal showing a nice condition to the coat. Coat looks fairly even. Helps us to see a little bit of the density in the coat. Then our American. Nice width at the shoulder, carries back to the hind quarter. Very nice profile, nice high full crown. A good bold eye and a good set to the ear. For a white, a nice clean presentation. And our white crested. We have a black. View from above shows a nice full dense crest, a nice pinpoint center. Nice bold eye, a good shape to the ear. and our American satin. Nice bold eye on this animal as well. A good set to the ear. Nice, clean, distinct patches. Showing some good sheen to the coat. I want to thank the exhibitors for the opportunity to review their entries. I wish that we were all together and in person, but some nice animals presented through this medium. My choice for the 2020 Best in Show is the American.
Congratulations to Allison O'Neill of California, who is the exhibitor of the American Cavy presented here today. And thank you, James, for judging. We really do appreciate it.
My pleasure. I'd also like to mention that my choice for an honorable mention is the teddy, another beautifully presented animal. And I'd also give recognition to the Abyssinian. Nice quality animals. Congrats to the winner of Best in Show, and thank you all for your quality presentations.
And thank you again for James for judging for us. And to all the Youth Cavy exhibitors, we know this was a difficult medium. We were asking you guys to do something a little bit different, but you guys put together some wonderful entries, and we really appreciate the support. So now we're going to move to the Open Cavy Best in Show. So please help me welcome ARBA Judge 454, Sheila Schwartz-Zeich, also from the great state of New York. So thank you. Are you ready to look at some beautiful open cavies today?
I definitely am.
All right, here you go.
Hi, everyone. It was nice to be chosen to do the virtual judging, and I'm certainly honored to do the Best in Show Open. Although I'd really love to have gotten my hands on all these animals, we at least were able to get all 13 breeds exhibited, and that is kudos to the people that did do the entries. I'm Some of them I did myself, and then I had other judges of Frank Wesley and Sarah Buchanan and Jim Huck were the other judges that did some of the other breeds. I'm going to take a look at all 13 breeds and then give you my final decisions. First up, I'm looking at the Teddy, which was a solid ticked animal. It has a nice head. It was a nice representation of a teddy. It had a nice head, nice ears, appeared to have a good body type on it, nice even coat. And from the different views I was able to take a look at, it had a nice even coat and appeared to have density and resiliency on it, which is what you're striving for on your teddy. Next up, I had a American satin, excuse me. It was a broken color, and it had some nice sheen on it, had a good head, nice bold eye, good ears, had, I'll wait till they're done with the teeth here. It had a nice crown on it and a nice curvature into the rest of the body. It had nice distribution of its patching. The one thing I would say about some of the animals that were broken, it would have been helpful to also see the markings on the belly of the animal a little bit clearer. Because usually when we judge, we judge the whole animal. Next up was a nicely exhibited Peruvian. It had a good body on it, and there are eyes under there that I did get the opportunity to see. Has a nice balanced coat with pretty even all the way around, including with the frontal. And it had what appeared to be good density on it and fairly good distribution of its markings. The next animal that we're going to take a peek at is the Satin Silky, which was a nicely exhibited animal. It has a good sheen on it. Has a nice head and a bold eye, good ear, appears to have a good body type and condition. It has good density, has a nice distribution of its sweeps, and good broken color patching, and a nice mane. Let's see, and this one, our next up is our Silky. Let me see what's going. This is a nicely presented animal. It was very difficult with having long coats to try and be able to judge them without being able to feel the texture, but we're making do in this time. Has a nice Nice bold head on it, nice bold eyes, good ears. Had pretty good evenness of its sweeps. Had a nice mane on it. Appears to have good density and fairly good patching distribution. The next animal is our satin Peruvian. It also has a good head, eye, and ear that I was able to take a look at. It has a nice evenness of coat. As you can see here, has a good density on its coat. Has very good sheen. Good distribution of its colors. Very nice frontal going on too. I certainly appreciate the long-haired breeders for their contributions, because it took a lot to be able to show off your animals to the best. The judges not being able to handle them at the same time. Next animal we're going to take a look at here is our coronet. Great head there. Nice placement in the center of its coronet. Very nice evenness of its coat. Really good length of its coat and its mane. They're showing here the evenness of their density that they have. It even has the really nice sweeps coming off its cheeks. And again, it has fairly good distribution of its patching. And has a good body under there too. The next animal on display here is an intermediate Texel sow, I believe it was. She's just a bundle of ringlets. And she's got an evenness of her coat all the way around. And those are just nice, tight little ringlets that she does have. She also has a good head and eye and ear on her, nice bold face. Next animal up is our Teddy Satin. Has a good bold eye on it, a red-eyed orange and white. Nice head on it, good ears. It's fairly nice distribution of its patching. Appears to have an even coat in length and on its density and resiliency. Maybe just a little bit of flatness showing on the lower sides of this teddy. Now we have our Best American, which is a senior boar. Nice bold eye, good curvature of the head into the crown. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a senior sow. Yep, I'm sorry, it's a senior sow. Has a nice clean color to its coat. Has a nice profile. Nice smoothness to its lines. Up next is our best of breed Abyssinian. This was an intermediate sow. She has a good head and eyes, pretty bold eyes. Has a nice mustache on her. She's got a good mane on her and a good collar. She's pretty straight on her lines for her ridges. Nice depth of her rosettes. Nice alignment of her saddle rosettes. She has nice hip and rump rosettes. And she has fairly good color, but she could use a little heavier brindling. She's got some patches going on there. She's a nice Abyssinian that was exhibited. Let's see, we have our white crested. She has a nice head on her, eyes, pretty good ears. She's a red white crested. She had a nice full dense crest with a nice pinpoint center on her. Although her color could have been much richer in red, she carried a nice depth of her color. And the last breed I had to look at was the Abyssinian Satin. Really nice, calm animal for an Abbey. She had, she's well roaned, nice bold eye. Very nice in ridges She had nice placement of her saddle rosettes. And her hip and rump rosettes. And she had a really nice sheen on her. She was a little more open in the rump rosettes, but sometimes that's due to the light color of the animal. So I had all 13 to take a look at, and I certainly thank all the exhibitors and all the people of Marks and all the people behind all the technology for all their time and patience with some of us who aren't as technologically inclined, and that we were able to do this since we weren't all able to be together for our for convention. And we're hoping that we can do something and we'll get to be able to do this spring. I know that we're just picking a best in show, but I wanted to give a shout out to a couple other animals that I felt were well deserving. And I guess they would be two honorable mentions. One is the Texel, which is an intermediate, broken color intermediate sow. It was quite impressive with all the ringlets and such that she had. The other honorable mention would be my Peruvian, or the Peruvian. Very nice evenness of coat, appears to have a lot of density, has a lot of shine to the coat, very healthy coat, very nicely presented. My best in show is the Coronet. Well presented, beautiful coat, healthy looking animal, nice Coronet presentation, and congratulations to all the best of breeds, and especially to the best in show.
The Coronet was exhibited, and this is
thank you so much for having me involved.
Thank you so much for judging. The Coronet was exhibited by Sue, and this is one of the split names, so if I get them backwards, I'm sorry, but Sue Davies and Teresa Swigel from Ohio, our neighboring state. So thank you all. I would like to first thank all of our Cavy judges for bearing with us. We all got through these technology challenges as a group. And I really, again, want to thank all of the exhibitors for taking the time, putting together these presentations, and really putting some great Cavies out there for everybody to evaluate. All the things that we're doing at Marks for this week aren't over. We have some other events and some other things that we'll announce. So, stay tuned. Arts and crafts on Monday. We'll be going to see the open arts and crafts contest. We have some exhibition animals. We have our auction. The national clubs are having an auction to help benefit the national clubs. So stay tuned, and we hope that we see many of you come back at 7 o'clock tonight, Eastern Time, where we are going to pick our Best in Show Cavy, or Best in Show Rabbit. So congratulations to our winners, and we will see you later.